What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Mr. McGuinty's How-To Guides. I'm your host, PMcG. Today we're going to go over how to unclog a clogged sink. And before we begin, don't forget to stop by the channel and check out all the other how-tos. There's tons there already and there are more to come. There should be an icon somewhere around here, just click it and it'll take you right there. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, which in turn helps me make more content for you. Okay, so we have two sinks here. This guy works perfectly fine. This one, not so much. So this is how it should look. Drain, drain, drain away. When we get over to here, and clog, 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 clog. So, from what I can tell, just around the edge here, there is a whole bunch of hair and other craziness going on. So what we need to do is get down inside of it. First thing you want to do, and we'll let this drain here, but we're going to actually take this guy off, just the cap of it. So you turn counterclockwise, or if you're on the other side of the pond, it's anti-clockwise. And so a little bit of guck there, but if you look down, there's just a gigantic hairball right here. And I'm not going to blame anybody, but you know who you are. Anyways, we need to get down inside of here and clear all that out. There are two options to do the clean out. There is things that are similar to what's called a zip it. It's a barbed wire that you stick down and you pull back, and it basically goes down really easy into the pipe, and then when you pull it back out, it catches all this stuff and just pulls it back out. But you also run the risk of it breaking, and then you have to take the pipe out and all that other goodness. So we're going to clean a little bit of this by hand, and then we're actually going to go down underneath here and release this little actuator, or the actuator that is attached to this, and then pull this whole thing out and then clean the pipe out. Alright, let's start by just getting as much as we can out of here without having to pull the actual trap itself out. Oh yeah, tons of stuff. Alright, that cleaned up quite a bit of the gunk. Obviously you don't want to try and wash that back down the sink, so throw it on paper towel or something else, get it out of there, get all that muck out. Alright, so what we want to do is go ahead and put the head of this back on before we hop underneath. That way when we actually do release the neck, it doesn't just go falling down into the pipe and then just cause a bad day for everybody. Okay, so what we have here is this bar is actually the actuator going up and down, connected to this guy, which is the plunger that you're pushing up and down, and then we have this, which connects to the plunger inside of the sink. So what we want to do is take this little press clamp here and the bar and slide it away from the actual pipe, then take this guy, slide it back off the end, so that now the actual plunger that you're pushing up and down is disconnected, as well as a little clamp here. We'll get that clamp out of the way. And then what we want to do is find this guy, and this should actually be loose enough that you can de-thread it with your hand. If it is, super old and it's just corroded on there, you can actually get it, pair of pliers or whatnot, and unspin it. But what we want to do is just unspin this and take this out. This is going to be attached to a washer and a little ball. That ball is what actually keeps the plunger inside of the sink stationary and attached to the actual actuator. So let's get that unspun. There we go. Hey, look at that. There's the actuator. And at the end of that, that's actually what holds the plunger in place. So we'll get this out. Okay, and if you do actually have an active clog up here and there's water sitting in the actual sink, make sure you put a catch pan down here so that it can actually grab the water, because you will have some spill out when you pull out that bushing. All right, so the plunger connection to this underside of the sink is disconnected, so I should be able to grab this and just pull it straight out. Yeah, look at that. Pretty gross, but relatively clean for when you see these. But down in the cavernous nastiness and funk down there, there is still quite a bit of junk. So this would actually be an opportune time to use the Zip It or other type of wire device that they sell for this kind of stuff. Just get it down in there and, you know, wiggle around, pull it back out, and you'll come up with a little bit of stuff. When I was talking about a Zip It, this is what I'm talking about. This is a Zip It made in the USA. Has little barbs on it, and it literally just goes down inside here. You would give it a couple of turns, and, you know, be careful pulling it back out. You don't want it to break on anything, but you'd get it spun around a couple times, and you'll start grabbing stuff out, just like that. And you repeat the process till it's pretty much clean. There are other ones that are kind of snake-like, and when you pull on it, it actually spins. They don't have the barbs on them, but when they ball up when you actually squeeze and then pull back, they basically do the same thing, but without the actual barbs. Okay, got the rest of the sink cleaned out, got this cleaned after getting all that gunk out. And clean this up a little bit. We'll reattach this to this, and then we're going to put the two of those back down in there. Okay, so it's back down in there. Let's get down under here and get this reconnected. So everything's still on there. The washer, the ball, end of the pipe, and the fitting. Should be able to reach up in here. Actually, let's go this direction. It take a little bit of finagling to actually get it lined up with the plunger that's actually attached to the sink. But once you get that on, you should be able to actually feel it going up and down. Okay, so I got this guy reattached, and the tighter this is, the harder it's going to be to actually actuate this up and down using the actual push lever at the top of the sink. So you can unspin this just a little bit, and you know, just play with it a little bit, and you'll get the feeling of, you know, what's best for you. But what we need to do is get this guy reattached to the actuator, and then get this on the line as well. So let's see if I can do this one-handed with my wonderful buddy back here trying to lick my arm while I'm working. One on, and then let's see if we can see this at the same time. There we go. So you have the clamp on first, then this line, and then the back end of the clamp onto the back end of the line. So bring it forward a little bit so there's a little bit extra tension, and you should be able to, look at that, up and down, up and down. So let's go back to the actual upside and take a look. Alright, so up, and down. Look at that, working perfect. So let's open that up again and turn some water on. Look at that, an unclogged sink. Alright, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, reactions, or decisions, throw them in the comments section. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Today's guest producer is Schmitty. Say hi, Schmitty. Schmitty approves? Denied.